everyone. Until now, the outbreak of COVID-19 still affects people's lives worldwide. Most people feel tired and powerless about the current state of the epidemic. Surprisingly, a film called Contagion portrays the spread of the epidemic and its impact on society. In many events happening in the movie, characters unconsciously use narrative ethos and logos. The inappropriate use of narrative leads to the spread of misinformation and stigmatization that may affect social stability. Ethos and logos help both the public and medical and health-related workers to figure out the facts about the pandemic, which is helpful for maintaining social stability. Scenes represented in the movie are more serious than what happens in reality, but this movie does predict some of the facts of COVID-19. So I will illustrate how the characters in the movie change others' perspectives on the coronavirus through narrative, ethos, and logos, and what are the similarities between the events that happen in the movie and those in reality. In the previous part, I will firstly analyze the narrative used by media that spreads misinformation and the stigmatization of people. Then I will illustrate ethos used by official media that helps to refute the rumors. Finally, I will explain how logos used by medical and health-related workers to figure out the facts behind the contagion. When talking about narrative, according to Shin, Shear, and Lee, narratives are stories that have a plot and chronology of events and have unique ability to engage audiences mentally by bringing them into narrative worlds and eliciting an emotional response. They argue that narrative needs to evoke emotional resonance with the target audience outside of storytelling. In the movie, Ellen, a blogger who constructed the virus in front of millions of viewers and then got better after taking Forsythia. He used his story as a narrative to bring the audience into the scenario of get sick, take Forsythia, and get better. The public is made to believe his claims about the benefits of the drug. The public decide to enter the stores to buy Forsythia because they believe his sincere and convincing narrative. He caused the misinformation to spread rapidly on the internet and caused society to be in a chaos. This scenario surprisingly predicts events that will take place in China in 2020 when COVID-19 begins. In the reality, China Daily wants to repost a Weibo article on January 31st, 2020. In this article, the author used narrative to tell people that taking Shuanghuanglian can suppress the infection of COVID. However, other media exaggerated the suppression as prevention, causing the public to rush to buy Shuanghuanglian, which affects social stability. English scholar Priscilla Ward first came up with the concept of outbreak narrative. She argued that outbreak narratives sometimes stigmatize individuals, specific groups, or specific regions, which will influence how scientists and the public understand the consequences of nature and infection, and shape people's imaginations about the threat of a disease. Therefore, the media can also lead to an intentional stigmatization of certain people or regions by using outbreak narrative. Both of these images in the slide are from screenshots in the movie. They show that the origin of the epidemic is Hong Kong, which is why WHO researcher Leonora was sent to investigate the ground zero. In the course of the investigation, the media obtained some information about the situation in Hong Kong, including news of the first case of deaths by infection and photos of people being quarantined in the old communities there. In the film, Hong Kong is not represented as prosperous anymore, and the film forced Hong Kong to become a symbol of poverty, overcrowding, and backward in this film. And Wuhan is also thought to be the origin of COVID, so some media call the virus Wuhan virus. And the outbreak narrative used by the media stigmatized particular groups of people like Wuhan and influence public misconceptions and stereotypes about them. According to Mayer, ethos opposed to credibility, and he argued that people only trust people who have the authority and expertise to answer their questions. This concept is also widely used in the situation of pandemic, both in the film and in the reality during COVID-19, to refute the misinformation spread on the internet. Since Allen convinced the public that using Forsythia could prevent the new coronavirus, caused public panic and social disruption, the government chose to conduct an interview with CDC. They tried to use authoritative information from CDC and WHO to urge people not to take the drug blindly. Otherwise, Cope China's article uses ethos as the author quotes the opinions of authoritative sources from Shanghai Institute of Medicine to improve the authority and credibility of his statements. Then, when referring to how to prevent the new coronavirus, the author referred to the opinions of the National Health Commission and WHO. According to Lawrence, logos oppose logic, while according to Higgins and Walker, logos refers to clarity and completeness of the argument and it emphasizes logic and opposed to reason. Logos used by medical workers and media help the public know the facts about the new diseases, while other concepts are relatively clear. In the session with her fellow researchers on the spread of the new coronavirus, Dr. Aaron Mears, a leading researcher at the CDC, cited data on the speed of transmission of different virus-causing diseases and the possible modes of transmission of the new coronavirus to convince the other medical and health-related workers of the severity and dangerousness of this new contagion. Still, the article from Cope China, it starts with the incident, and the author states his argument clearly that taking Shuanghuanglian does not inhibit the new coronavirus. He then illustrated the side effects of already taking the drug and how to prevent the disease correctly. Finally, he concluded and called on everyone to scientifically look at the information on the internet. The narrative used by the media can lead to spread of misinformation and the stigmatization of specific areas and people. In such cases, official media or governments will use ethos to refute the rumors. In addition, logos helps medical and health-related workers to get to the bottom of the facts behind infectious diseases. However, in the film attempts to convey complex and diverse themes such as the process of disease transmission, the public's reaction to unknown diseases, and the dilemma of medical experts in developing vaccines. Therefore, this presentation is only a discussion and analysis of the new specific events in the film. And thank you very much.